I am Refutado the teacher and channeler, and I have come to bring you the words of a great prince of the stars, even Satrevid, the sage of Sirius, whose voice speaks through me at this very moment. Welcome, O Blessed One, and may the Eternal Ones grant you the awakening all earthlings should be earnestly seeking. As the sleeper sleeps, the dream enfolds the mind and allows reality to be hidden from the closed eyes of the dreamer. This is a state of unreality that causes humans to continue to practice the relatively meaningless rituals of slumber life, like working, paying bills, doing housework, preparing food, eating, and bathing, instead of putting aside those imaginary pastimes so as to take part in the awakening into the life of the new day that waits for the sleeper to stir. Don't worry if you think you smell bad. This is just a figment of your fading dream life when you were a slave to possessions and outward appearances. This is especially important in light of the sweeping changes which are about to take place in your world. You have been told of the need to rise and climb to the level of waking mind which will prepare you for the coming transformations. Many will sleep through the alarm and miss breakfast altogether, while others will mock and ridicule those who have openly begun preparing for the arrival of higher authority on Earth. Will you be ready to take your place in the new world order that will finally bring peace and understanding to a previously confused and violent world? We know you are all by nature bellicose and ignorant, but this is owing to your sad lack of realization. Too many still think the material world of property and money is real and are not prepared for the revelation that you are only a step higher than cockroaches in the scale of eternity. No amount of money or misguided imagination can transform you as long as you remain unconscious and sotted with evil thoughts and intoxicating drugs. But be not disheartened, O Blessed One. There is still time to shake the slumber from your eyes and raise yourself above the level of the apes and swine who are willfully blocking reality from their sapphoric mentality in order to go along enjoying the false life of wealth, adventure, and sex. It is time for all to divest themselves of the false riches of the world of sleep. If you have money, give it away. If you have a house, go sit on the beach and wait for the saucers to arrive. If you have a wart on your nose, I wouldn't be surprised. Therefore, if you have a mirror, don't look into it, because you are ugly. If you are offended by these words, then you are still napping and hearing the false pronouncements of your atrophied brain, plus the fact that Earth mortals have such unjustifiable pride in themselves. Wake up! Solid waste has often been of more use to the world than you self-absorbed dreamers and cretins. We of the Galactic Federation of Light have taken great pains to bring you this amazing truth that you may step out of your stinking manure pile and raise yourselves above the level of feckless imbeciles that generations of spiritual indolents have made of you. You are like unruly children who seem incapable or unwilling, or both, to take heed of those who have your best interests at heart. It would not be unwarranted to give you all a good thrashing but for the fact that such behavior by Federation members would be perverse and disturbing, even if it was somewhat enjoyable. We do have certain resources that may be employed to bring you to your senses and get you to abandon your automobiles, jewelry, cities, and aging relatives, before it is too late to welcome you into the ranks of the enlightened and prepare to invest upon you the status of Federation citizens. Think of what that would mean to your world, or maybe just forget about that for the moment, as we have so many profound thoughts to share with you before the feces of wisdom passed from the colon of acceptance into the underpants of joyful soiling. We have told you of the fact that humans need not die in order to gain paradise, but may strive to create paradise right here on Earth. Of course, it may get a little crowded after a while, but in a happy coincidence, evolving humans tend to get smaller with each passing generation, which leaves a lot more space for the burgeoning population, and as an added bonus, houses and other buildings can be much smaller. Although by those days most humans will be living in hollow trees where they will spend many happy hours riding saddle squirrels and chanting Om Mani Padme Hum until they become capable of levitating, which will mean the end of most furniture but usher in an era of cast iron body anchors for use in heavy winds. Think of it. Vast throngs of tiny swamis becoming one with the universe and finally escaping the cruel bonds of the dream which has held them in bondage for such a lengthy time. Some of them actually liked it as a matter of fact. But that is another story, and one which we shall leave untold for the common good. Although disclosure demands that I mention the pinching of nipples and the slapping of buttocks which characterized some of the sordid rituals of carnality that sleeping and dissipated dreamers found so pleasing. So take heed now to my words. The day of contact is nearly upon you. We have had a number of dates set for our arrival, but for some reason, we're still not here yet. In body, that is. That's why we still have to use all these macaque channelers. You couldn't find a channeler in LA today if you had a bloodhound and a suitcase of $50 bills. But desperate times require desperate measures. I can see that many of you are still hypnotized by your own richly deserved, diminished sense of self-worth. I think maybe we should have brought a few crates of cattle prods with us just to see if we couldn't at least make you squeal like a pig, or moo like your mom. But I guess there has been some progress. After all, YouTube has massively increased its traffic thanks to the Galactic Federation of Light, here to stick your ass with pins until you start to get the picture. For those of you who are now in some or other stage of awakening, I must instruct you in the following. You are not to vote, ride in public transit, or use Viagra. Failure to comply with these instructions may result in a horde of Democrats riding the bus with big long-lasting erections. I am trying to get a new date for our arrival from my boss, but he just keeps saying wait. What's the big rush? Half the fuckers are still unconscious, and the other half are tired of sitting on the beach all day, waiting for the space armada. But never doubt that we have only your best interests and well-being at heart. After all, we have observed that the Earth is largely populated by gullible stupid heads who will believe just about anything, so long as it's sufficiently preposterous. I mean, think about it. If you were actually asleep, you'd fall down the fucking stairs and break your ass. And if a broken ass and 20 pounds of plaster is just an illusion, then I'll have vanilla on mine. As a matter of fact, we got an office pool going at the Federation basement suite where we're guessing how long it will take for you all to finally realize what former generations of boneheads learned by bitter experience. No one is gonna come and rescue you, we don't have dolts up here, and we're not looking for any. As for awakening you from the dream, what a crock. If only this was a dream. You are on your own. So you better pray to whatever mofo god you kneel down to somehow save your sorry asses. Probably wouldn't hurt to treat each other better while you're waiting. Oh yeah. The only saucers you're likely to see are in the kitchen cupboard, so good luck with that. In the meantime, the best advice I can give you is to picture an idiot who's picturing another idiot picturing the moron. Then picture that the moron is visualizing a hydrocephalic dumb fuck whose penis has a best before date on it. Then the first moron pictures the second moron performing a dreadful act of self-abuse just for a break in the tension, then going over to the hydrocephalic dumb fuck's house and wiping off his dick on the drapes, then going back to the first moron, who, if you haven't figured it out, is you.